And welcome back to Home Track Heroes here on CW11. Just 10 laps remain in the Stinger 8 main event. This segment is brought to you by IBEW NECA, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 191 in Everett, and the National Electrical Contractors Association. Cascade Chapter and Mount Vernon are powering our communities. Union members earn more money, have better benefits, and greater job security. Thank you to IBEW and NECA for their support as the green flag is back out in the air. Tyler Draper leading the rest of the field. It's Jackson Beckel battling with the wily veteran of Figure 8 Racing in Dawson Cox, who knows these four-cylinder cars better than anyone else. Just look at the car he puts in the field every single week of the 7D of Brandon Lindbergh, who's now working his way inside the top 5.
Well, look at Cox moving his way up into second, although it might be short-lived. There's Beckel right back to his inside. They'll trade a little paint coming through the South Pole.
As we see the drone on looking through the rest of the field, it's just such a cool shot. It's just seeing that little light flying around the track. You really see it in that turn 1 camera right here, just hovering right above the cars. As Tyler Draper getting a nice, comfortable lead. Jackson Beckel just going to slide it in there and give a little kiss to Dawson Cox as they go to the outside. That's really going to allow Draper to check out.
Man, it was like Cox actually turned down into him and helped straighten him out and getting through that corner. And here comes Lindbergh. Lindbergh finally making some noise.
Yeah, he's going to battle with his car owner to his inside, going down into the South Pole. Just 7 laps remaining for these guys. Brandon Lindbergh just trying to carry some momentum. He hasn't really done much all race, but now he's looking inside the podium, and he's going to clear Dawson Cox going down the intersection. He's got a few more laps to try to get higher up on the podium now.
All good things with time as you watch Damon Claiborne playing a little bumper tag with Reinders in the white with black stripe number 40. It's getting interesting late as Draper gets a little bumper action.
Exactly. Speaking of bumper tag, Jackson Beckel's all right there, along with Brandon Lindbergh in the 7 as they battle really hard going down the intersection. Lindbergh to the outside of Beckel, as I think that's probably what Draper wants to see the most, is them side by side behind him, and he can kind of escape away. But Jackson Beckel definitely not going away easy in that 18J car.
Pretty impressive late race charge here from Lindbergh, who certainly taking full advantage of that caution flag. It's like the caution flag was the wake-up signal that he needed, that it's time to go and move forward. Lindbergh all over Beckel for second, and Beckel just patiently waiting for Draper to do something wrong here.
And we haven't seen anything yet from that 13 car. He's got a little bit of a bumper there from Beckel, who's trying to push him wide, but he's just staying calm, cool, and collected on his way. With just now coming up to 3 laps remaining, some lap traffic in front of him. He's got 3 of the best in Figure 8 Racing behind him. The young Jackson Beckel, who showed that he can wheel these cars very easily. And then Brandon Lindbergh, your points leader, and Dawson Cox, who's won a championship in this before. Is Beckel going to get a little bit sideways going to the South Pole? He's able to gather together. What a job of driving right there from Beckel.
Yeah, that was a beautiful save. That could have been significantly worse. Somehow not only holds on to second, but doesn't let Draper get any further out than what he was before. We're down to 2 to go. Lap traffic looms again.
Beckel with a mirror full of Lindbergh after he got really loose that time by. A little bit smoother this time by around the South Pole, as he's going to catch back up to the 13 of Draper. He's going to need to do a big move here if he wants to get around the 13 and upset him any sort of way.
Well, Draper down to the white flag one more time around for Draper, who has controlled this from the very get-go. Beckel right on his rear bumper, a little more touching, but Draper keeping it nice, smooth, straight, hitting his marks into the final turn of this main.
Last time around the North Pole, here comes the 13 of Tyler Draper getting the win. It's been a long time coming for the 13 of Tyler Draper, and he finally captures that checkered flag. Jackson Beckel in second, Brandon Lindbergh in third. Wow, what an exciting finish. Those top 5 cars you could have thrown under a blanket. Let's head on down with Greg Pylan to the Angel of Winds winners platform.
Tyler Draper, by the way, bringing up the family. All right, Tyler, real quickly, tell us who's all up here joining you tonight.
Well, I'm an only child, but this is my younger sister, Kaylee, my niece, Isabel, my mom, Amy, my dad, Troy, my gorgeous wife, Annika, and my super gorgeous 7-month-old daughter, Amberly.
So we heard a rumor that this is your first victory tonight. You have your family out here joining you with you. Tell us what that means to get your first victory tonight.
It means a lot to me. This is my 9th year doing this. I do run my grandpa's number in his memory from when he used to race Figure 8 back here in the day. And then I was just working hard to try and get at least one win with my parents still working here before they retire after this year. So
that's got to be awful special. So they're retiring at the end of this year, and you got a victory for them.
yeah, exactly. So this one is gonna go to my mom.
I was just about to ask you who you're giving the trophy to, but that's awful sweet. So tell us who you need to thank other than all of your family that's joining here tonight for the 13 car.
Well, my family, but I'd also like to thank Josh Beckel for letting me race his car, and actually a big thanks to Brandon and Dawson, because earlier this morning during the practices I went up to them for advice on what to do for tire pressures, went with their advice, and got me first place.
Jackson, you know, we see each other a lot up here this year. You've been doing really great. Second in points right now, second tonight. Tell us what that meant to you.
It means pretty much, or pretty well. I really wanted around Tyler, and I got really nervous when Brandon got behind me, but it's pretty good in second.
You had a really great recovery later on in the race. You got a little bit loose, I think, out of turn number 1, able to recover, and you were still charging hard and going back and forth a little bit with Draper. It was really exciting to watch that finish.
The track was pretty slippery, and I don't know, I just made the best of it.
All right, who do you need to thank for the 18J?
Auntie Brenda, 2.5 member RQ, JBR, Cox Wheels, Rodell Racing.
So, Brandon, you're currently first in the points in this division. This third place, I know you were charging hard. That was a lot of fun to watch between the top 3, just one in front of the other. But tell us what this third place means to you tonight as you are in the points lead.
Oh, man, anytime we come out here, we got you guys in the stands, and we get to load the car up on the trailer after we're all done. It's a good night. And top 3, I'll take that every day, especially these 2 gentlemen.
It's been such a fun division to watch. You and Jackson Beckel have been going back and forth quite a bit. Tyler Draper's been in there. He's, I think, in the top 5 in points as well. But like you said, it's been such a good division this year so far, yeah?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun racing. We're a little bit down on cars tonight, which is actually good because I didn't do as well as I'd like. My wife and son decided to skip out for the heat, and I think that was smartest, but I think they're my good luck charms.
All right. Who do you need to thank for being out here tonight?
I'd like to thank JBR, Cox Wheels Racing. Whoa, did I have a stutter there? 2.5 Men Barbecue, Brandy Hood Promotions, and all you guys in the stands for coming out and supporting us every week. It's awesome just having you out here.
Well, after that awesome Stinger 8 main event, let us get to our main event of the evening. It's street stock time here on Home Track Heroes in the CW11, a full field of cars, and we're back onto the 3/8 for the 8 cylinders. This is going to be great.
Yeah, for those of you that forgot, we still do have a big 3/8 mile track to race around right here, as we've been on the figure 8 and the 1/5 for the last few events, but we're going to go back out to the big track here with the big boys. Some of the best racing we've seen all year. We had a few different winners throughout the year, as we're going to get to know your entire starting lineup right here. The beautiful number 25 car going across your screen. That is Bruce Pendergrass starting on the pole position in the Cheyenne Scales, number 25. And his outside, we got the 19 of Jake Grant, sponsored by Stein's Tap House.
Row number 2. Starting 3rd, Doug Poyer in the 21. Starting 4th, it's the 14 of Cullen Hubbard, sponsored by the Lawn Doctor.
Row number 3 is made up of the 45 of Nick Beecher in the Beecher Motorsports car. And his outside, the reigning champion, the 1 of Ted Lindgren, sponsored by Emerald City Harley Davidson.
Your 7th place starter, the Interstate Batteries, number 41 of Mark Hubbard, and in the 8th starting spot, the 49 of Calvin Miller, sponsored by Cuz Septic Service of Arlington.
Next row, you have the 43 of Sheridan Vincent, sponsored by MTV Motorsports, and starting 10th on the field, the 51 of Jeff Watson, sponsored by Stack Design and Construction.
Behind him in the next row, the 69 of Austin Camp, the Ad Taxi sponsored car. Next to him, it's the 16 of Scott Perkins, sponsored by All About Transmission and Automotive.
And rounding out the field, you got the 85 of Jim Fody, and to his outside, the back of the field, the 22 of Kenny Erickson, sponsored by AFC Forestry, as we get set for 30 laps around the 3/8 mile oval of Evergreen Speedway. And these guys have put on a show all year long, and they've been waiting in the background for a while now, all night, waiting to get their chance to go out here and put on a show.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a hot minute since we've seen the street stocks, and these guys are loaded for bear here at Evergreen Speedway tonight. 30-lap A feature, and it's going to go by quickly as they turn some pretty wicked quick lap times. Good field of cars. We've got a lot of talent. It's spread out well through the field and should end up with a very fascinating race.
Yeah, when we see Bruce Pendergrass leading them to green, just a beautiful looking field of cars. Green flag is out in the air. John Peterson likes what he sees. A great start from the entire field as they go side by side down in the corner, looking for 3 wide for a moment. Here comes Ted Lindgren, who's going to work his way through.
Oh, yeah, trying to use up all the racetrack early on and pick his way forward. It's Pendergrass out to the early advantage, and positions changing left and right, back and through the field. Pendergrass leads lap number 1, but...
Yeah, caution flag is out. I saw Jim Fody up at the top of the screen. Something wrong on the 85 car. Something wrong in the steering, maybe. It looked like he just couldn't get that car to turn when he went down the back straightaway. We'll take a look at it right here from the backstretch camera coming right into your living room. And they're going to be coming in the corner. He's going to be a little bit farther back in the pack and just smoke under the front end. And it looks like that left front tire was sticking out pretty far when he came at you.
Yeah, so steering, suspension, something going on there. Fody, his main event going to end a little bit early as we'll have to restack him, re-rack him, and try again with a restart.
Yeah, that 85 car has been nothing but bad luck for Jim all year long. We saw him catch on fire. We've seen him spit a left rear tire and go cycloning through 3 and 4, or 1 and 2, and he's just had bad luck in the 85 car. So hopefully Jim's going to be able to turn around his luck at some point this year as we get set for a full restart.
All right, so the field 2 by 2 as they go in through 3. Pendergrass looking for another great start. Jake Grant trying to do something a little bit different this time. We'll see if he changes strategy around, but once again, Pendergrass into turn number 1 with the advantage.
Yeah, Poyer getting a much better run this time through 1 and 2. Last time on the initial start, he looked like he got kind of a little bit too far down on the dirt, and that allowed him to go 3 wide with Ted Lindgren sneaking ways through. So I think Poyer was the big benefactor on that complete restart.
Yeah, everybody kind of stayed more inside-outside lane that time. You didn't see anybody getting too weird, as now they're going to be 3 wide getting into turn number 1.
Big bounce there for Ted Lindgren as he got way off the track. He went way down in that gravel and bounced the car pretty heavily for what these street stocks are not meant to do. And Jake Grant falling back in a hurry. He started on the outside of the front row, and he's back minus 6 spots already with Jeff Watson looking at his inside.
Yeah, he was the wrong part of a Ted Lindgren, Cullen Hubbard sandwich right there as he was the meat in the middle, shuffling backwards. Both Lindgren and Hubbard trying to move back forward on this field. Hubbard started outside row number 2, so he's also slipping a little bit early.
Yeah, Pendergrass up in front in the lead with Poyer in second, Beecher in third, and then that looks like Hubbard already working his way, trying to get into the top 3. That 41 car is looking really nice already.
That's Mark Hubbard, the elder Hubbard of the racing family. Actually, you see 3 Hubbards out here during the course of the evening between Mark, Cullen, and then Mark's brother Jeff at sometimes.
Yeah, so it's definitely a family affair in the street stock division for these guys. It's Pendergrass up front. Poyer, he's rebounded quite nicely. It's a team car 2 Pendergrass, so the team car is 1-2 with a very, very fast points leader in the 41 right behind him, and he's going to carry a ton of momentum through turns 3, going to be side by side off of turn number 4, and that was a huge run there for Mark Hubbard to take over the second spot.
Yeah, he's got the advantage getting into 2, and that car just handles in the middle and upper groove as well as any street stock as we have seen this year. Now here comes Lindgren looking to match him on the move. Lindgren knows you can't let Hubbard get too far out on this one. Now granted, Hubbard still's got to run down your leader, but Lindgren trying to stick with him as we're going to look back a spot.
Yeah, side by side behind your top 4. That's Cullen Hubbard looking to the inside of Beecher for a second. That got a little tight for a second. Jeff Watson, that 51, he started pretty deep in the field, started 10th. He slowly worked his way forward, trying to get inside the top 5 now. Looking to the inside of Hubbard, and he's inside of Cullen Hubbard, and he's going to make pretty good work of him, and he's going to work his way forward very nicely.
And Jake Grant trying to rebound as well as he started to find his rhythm, and he'll sneak down underneath. You can definitely see for the majority of these cars that the inside line is the preferred run around the raceway. The only guy who has really made the outside work so far has been Mark Hubbard.
Yeah, you can really make the outside line work if you carry the momentum just right, and if you can kind of pinch the guy underneath you to not get quite as good a drive off, as we see a pretty good battle shaping up for the lead already. Hubbard, his car just works so well on the outside. You mentioned he's been able to work it really well. He looked for a second outside of Pendergrass, just not quite enough there.
Well, as strong as Hubbard normally is, he's going to start deep in the field given our inverts. He knows that he's got to set the car up to be able to pass on the outside. You can't just sit around and wait for a guy to make a mistake, and there's a great example of it. However, we're going to have to go backwards a little bit. 2 cars together, the 43 and the 69. That's Austin Camp at 69 and Sheridan Vincent in 43.
Yeah, we'll take a look. That's in 1 and 2 right underneath our turn number 1 cameras. They get fired up flat left or right front. He's going to pull right up in front of your leader. Thankfully, Pendergrass was paying attention. Well, Sheridan Vincent, as we're going to take a look, we see the leaders go down the back straight away and right underneath their camera. Don't go anywhere as we'll conclude the street stock main event when we come back.